Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Elizabeth with Forrest and Faye. If you are new to the channel, which most of you are, I am a full-time reseller on eBay and Etsy, and I take you guys along. I take you to thrift stores, estate sales, garage sales, yard sales, anywhere that I can find items to purchase at low and sell them for a profit online or flip them online. And today we're going to go thrifting together. So I am on the lookout for hard goods, but as I've let you know in previous videos, I'm definitely trying to educate myself on vintage clothing and more or less items that I'm not as familiar with, like single stitch style t-shirts in that vintage market, and a lot of the brands, like getting myself more familiar with tags with brands that I don't know as much about, especially the vintage repertoire of some of these brands. So I'm going to be on the lookout for that, but I always keep my eyes and mind open to hard goods. Obviously, books are an easy sell for me because I love books, but B, I'm more familiar with them. So I don't know if this is true for you if you're watching me and you're a reseller or you're trying to get into the reselling game, but for me, it's always a balance of what I know versus the knowledge that I don't have. So there's always that tension when I go out thrifting or to an estate sale or a yard sale where you can become insecure because you don't have all the knowledge, but you also have to understand that no one has all the knowledge. And there are niches that you can get into and you can get comfortable with and grow your knowledge that way, and that becomes your foundation. And then you add to it, sprinkle it along the way. So for me, I started out with vintage items, vintage hard goods specifically, because that's what interested me. That's what I collected. That's what I've always loved my whole life. And as I've grown my businesses and I'm continuing to do so, I'm also growing what I know and what I want to know. And so I do just like what you guys do. I research solds on eBay. I watch other YouTubers because so many people out there have so much more knowledge than me and it's easily accessible. So I'm always consuming, but I also want to let you know that if you ever see me skip something or pass something by in a video, feel free to educate me. I love it when people share their knowledge, and I want you to share your knowledge with other viewers as well. I think this whole community could benefit from people just sharing what they know. So feel free to comment that if you want to. Obviously, I want everyone to do it in a kind way, but the comment section is open for you if you ever notice that I've passed something by or you're like, oh gosh, she just left something laying there and it was worth, thousands of dollars or hundreds of dollars or tens of dollars, let me know. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to share that with you and let you guys know that obviously everything that I do is a work in progress. I'm very new to YouTube. I'm newer to the full-time reselling game. So I want to set that foundation for the channel because I don't want people to think that, I know enough about what I'm doing, but I don't know everything. And my personality is to just do and learn as you go. That's where I find the majority of my learning and my knowledge comes from the experience of doing it. So I may not be the most knowledgeable reseller that you know, but I am going to be the one that's willing to go out and learn and not try and come up with a million other ways without actually doing the thing. It's the thing itself, the starting the store and selling things and then packing them up and shipping them. That's what gives you the knowledge. But I also want to use that as an encouragement to you. If you're sitting there and you're like, should I or shouldn't I start a reselling business? Do I have time? Do I not? I think you can scale it to whatever you want. I think you can do whatever you want. And it's the starting that's the hardest part. I started my Etsy store to just sell excess inventory that I had acquired over the course of COVID. And my husband was like, we have no room in our house for this. So you're going to have to start selling some of this stuff. So I started listing it on Facebook Marketplace. And then I was like, oh, maybe I could start an Etsy store, and it was absolutely nothing like what I thought it was going to be. It is not some sexy thing. I think maybe that's why I started initially on Etsy, because it was less intimidating, but also prettier. And then once you realize that it's really all about, A, do you enjoy it, but B, the most return for your investment, whether that's your time, your energy, or your money. That is why I eventually went to eBay, have both stores at the same time. If you're looking to start and you want an excuse to do it, I would absolutely encourage you and want to be the person that encourages you to do that. I think you can do it. I think you can do it at whatever scale you want to do it. I did it part-time. I did Etsy for an entire year before I started seeing actual progress, and then that was the moment that I started eBay. So everything happens over the course of time, and the longer that you wait to actually do it, then the longer it's going to take for you to see results. So if you're on the fence and want to start an eBay store, start one. List 10 items, list 20 items, list 100 items, list, 200 items, whatever you've got. And then slowly, and it will be slow. Mark my words. It will be slow. The first review will take forever to roll in. And then you just keep doing it, and you just keep doing it, and you just keep doing it. And suddenly you have 10 reviews, and you have 20 reviews, and you have 30 reviews. But you have no reviews if you don't start. So, not to be motivational speaker on you today, but I definitely want to send out some encouragement, because I was this person at one point, waiting and figuring out and wondering if it would be the best, the easiest, the perfect, whatever solution. And it's a process, and it's ugly a lot of days, and it's messy, but it's worth it, because it will be yours. And it's something that you can do to use for yourself, to affirm yourself and believe in yourself. And it's those things stacked on top of one another that creates the life that you want. So I'm encouraging you, because I think everyone could benefit from some validation, and especially when you show up for yourself. And starting a business like that, when it starts to actually work and you start to see results and you start to see side money roll in, builds your confidence, builds your self-worth. And that's really the only thing that can do that, is just the actual doing of it and the actual process of it. So anyway, I hope everyone's having a great day, and I hope you enjoy this video. Thank you so much for coming along with me on this. I hope we find some really good stuff. I hope I don't leave too much stuff on the shelf, and I hope everyone can hear me. I did get a microphone, and we've had some technical difficulties with it. I just want you to know, I hear some of your feedback when you say, I really want to hear you. I want you to hear me too. And I am working to ensure that you can hear me, and it is a work in progress. I am a work in progress. Thank you for being patient, and it will be something that evolves over time. Hopefully we will get to the point that these videos are better, the quality is higher, but I am an amateur. Just be patient with me, and thank you guys for coming along on this journey, and come thrift with me. Let's go see what we can find. Okay, so they've just recently redid this Goodwill. So we're gonna pop in here and see what color tag is for sale. See if there's anything good for us to find. Okay, so we're in the door. I've had a chance to look at some books. Vintage cookbooks. These two don't sell for a ton of money, but there's not very many listed. And astrology is kind of that niche people are super interested in, really popular. So I'm going to go ahead and pick those up. I've also got a bow tie in there. I did go through the ties. Nothing really stuck out to me, but I did find that one for my husband. So we're going to go through the men's clothing here, see if we can find anything. Shirts are $4.99 and yellow tag is half off.
There you go.
So we'll see what we can find here. I prefer men's clothing to women's just because there's certain brands that are easier to find, and the margin on men's clothes is higher, in my opinion. Now that's not to say you can't find women's clothing and you can't make good money on them. That's not what I mean. I just find it easier and they sell better. Extra large. This looks like some staining maybe down at the bottom. I might pop that in the cart. Call that. feels interesting to me. Malreg Performance Polo. I'm not familiar with that brand, but I'm going to comp that as well. Now, like I've said in the past, I am trying my hand at doing more clothing. That's not really been my bread and butter. More just vintage hard goods. That's where I started. So I'm branching out a little bit, kind of forcing myself to look at clothing. See if we can find anything good. And also, you know, running more comps allows you to learn more about the brands. That's interesting content with the eagle and the flag there, and it's a 2X, which is it's a good size. I kind of like the look of this shirt, but there is a little bit of peeling on that back there, so I'm going to leave that. You want the tags to be in good condition, especially if you're on the fence about the brand. Real life. I have comped these before. I don't know a lot about that, but those specialty brands, there is some peeling in the middle there. Like fishing, deep sea fishing, outdoors, Caribbean. I like the look of that shirt. It looks like silk. Let's see if it'll tell me here. Maybe I can find it on the inside. Modal and polyester. Fooled me. That's Wrangler. Another Caribbean brand. I still like how the pattern follows through on that front pocket. It's lined up, if you can see that. And these are wooden buttons. I may still just stick these in the cart and see what I can come up with comp-wise. Although that's got a little pick there, I'm going to leave that one. More Wrangler. This one, Slazinger. It's an interesting color. Very bright. A lot of saddlebred. Canyon Guide. Looks a little vintage on this tag. I like those cuffs. Zellos. Actually, my husband is looking for shirts like this, so I might pick that up for him. I'm gonna stick this in the cart too. I just want to run some comps on that brand as well. Hopefully you guys can hear me better on these videos. I am doing my part on making sure that the mic is properly adjusted and in the right spot so that you guys can hear me better. There's that Lee. Goodwill, I think that's a Target brand. And here's another one of those. Malreg. Okay, let's run some comps on these, see what we find. Okay, so we're going back through more shirts now. Here's an LL Bean, obviously vintage, made in Malaysia.
It's a short sleeve button up, button down, an extra large, so not a bad size, but $7.99 on that might be a little high. And I'm obviously looking for vintage Wrangler. Here's like a youth's size there, what I can see. I know this might not be the most interesting thing to watch, but I'm definitely learning. So I did comp those other shirts that I had in the buggy. Ben Hogan, I'm familiar with that brand. I might stick that in the cart, just run some comps on it. So I ran some comps on that Caribbean brand. There were a few solds, but all of them were the silk blend, and that the pair that I found here were not silk. They were a blend, but it was a polyester blend. So I left that. Oliver and Burke. Interesting. I don't really love how that felt, but and then I also ran some comps on those other brands that I wasn't familiar with, and the comps were okay. The sell-through was low, so I didn't end up picking up any of those shirts, but I'm still, you know, learning something. Brian Trelson. Looks vintage, says made in Hong Kong. Let's see here. What else can we find? The Aero Company, Ivy Crew, Morona, a lot of Old Navy, a lot of Walmart. There's a Wrangler, made in Bangladesh. I might comp that as well, just to see what we're looking at. Like looking at tags, trying to figure out manufacturing time frames and worth. All of those things are a process. So I may not know everything, but I definitely know how to find out if something's worth something. And we've got a Dickies made in Haiti. So that's good. Still might comp those. Chaps. Puritan. Ivy Crew. That's not got a tag in it. Buccaneers. It's starting to warm up here, starting to get warm for spring, which means golf season. So I think golf polos will be something that I pick up. Redhead, I am familiar with that brand. Medium. Looks like there's a little bit. I might be able to fix that issue just by trimming those loose strings. Robert Stock and Cowboy Up. Okay, so I've picked up a few things that I didn't catch on camera. This one is a United States Coast Guard vintage sweatshirt, and here's the brand. You can see it's a large, it's made in the US, then it has that bottom that's been cut, like that classic 80s look. So I'm gonna pick that up. This is Travis Matthews. This is a brand that I recognize just because of the quality of t-shirt, but I thought that was really interesting. The embroidery on that, kind of geeky and cool enough that would probably sell. And then here's a vintage Lacoste polo in pretty good shape, size 6. Learning about the tag here. I don't think it's incredibly old, but it's definitely vintage enough. So I'm gonna pop that in the cart. And I'm almost done here with the men's section, and then we're gonna hop into hard goods, but I did just want to finish up here, make sure I'm not leaving anything behind. And obviously, just by being disciplined and going through men's clothing, you just kind of train your eye and train your mind to look for things. And recognize tags, recognize brands. Here's another redhead. I did put that other one behind or back, but this one is a yellow tag. The sell-throughs are relatively high, but with this size being an extra large, I'm gonna go ahead and grab that one. Local high school shirts. Okay, what else do we have here? Banana Republic. Let's see if I can get some space here so that you guys can see what I see. Made in China. White LL Bean shirt. US Polo. One's a Carhartt Cruise Squad. I know Carhartt has a cult following. Actually, now that I think that, I might stick this in the cart and just see what I can find out about it. I think that's a stain. Lucky brand. Looks a little worn. This is Greg Norman. Some of their clothes can do well. You just kind of have to find the right gear. Here's a North Face vest, but it's $9.99. Medium. Might pop that in the cart and just see what the comps are on that. $7.99. Kate Lord. Disney. Here's LL Bean. Cotton. I like the feel of that. $5.99. Run comps on that as well. A lot of no-name brands, but you don't really know until you get in here what you're going to find. It's Disney. Banana Republic. It's kind of a nice shirt, but $8.99. It's a little high. Columbia. Those 3 dots underneath. Banana Republic generally are the outlet. That's Jose Bank. Medium. Still new with tags. Duluth. Delta. It's just a Mack truck. Under Armour. $7.99. Extra large. That's nice. Quality of that for Columbia, it's a large. I do like that. More Under Armour, sleeveless, pillows, large. Okay, let's comp some of these. Okay, we have made it into hard goods now. So we're gonna check these out. Victoria, made in the US. 99 cents. Maybe on those. Let's see what this guy is. Does he work? $2.99. The back's missing. Let's see here. Oh, there's a little frog. $1.99. Is it in good condition? It's super cute for $1.99. Make sure there's no damage on it, but clean it up a bit. That's kind of cute. Stick that in the cart. Let's see. What else do we see? As you can see, like, the shelves are just kind of bare. Goodwill in our area just doesn't have much going on. I've found anyway. It's kind of cute. You just have to find, that's cute. Little dish, $2.99. It's a little mass produced. But they've recently like redone the store and there's less than there's ever been. It's just very weird. Fieldmaster 13946. Let's see about comping that. And $4.99 on that. McGregor $3.99 Flex Action. I don't know. I'm not familiar with the McGregor brand of glove, so I might have to comp that as well. Sorry that this radio is so loud. Okay, what else do we see here? Ooh, Vision $3.49. Now I don't know about the bottom on this. It looks lined. I'm not 100% on whether that's manufactured that way. Let's see if there's any chips. I don't feel any chips, but I am gonna have to comp that because that seems strange to me for Vision wear. So I'll have to see if that's comes like that or if it's been altered. Let's see, what else do we see? Here's silverware. JCPenney. And if you've watched my videos, you see, like, I can tend to do well with, now that is interesting. I might have to comp that artist. That is a signature on there. I like that. But if you find certain patterns, they can do well. You just have to know what you have and make sure that you comp. You know, if you're not familiar with a brand, make sure you comp them. There's quite a bit of wear on that. I just recently sold a set of the Corel wear that I picked up at the Goodwill over by me that had the lighthouse set on it, or lighthouse scene, excuse me. Those, I had a set of 4 small dessert salad plates. Those sold, I want to say, for $25. And then I also recently had a single plate that sold, and I was thinking earlier actually that I might have seen another set of those, but Vienti was the name, so familiarize yourself with that. It's made in Italy, and even single replacement plates can sell for quite a bit of money. These particularly sold, or this plate particularly sold for $48.99. So I like those. And white star line. I don't know what that means. I have to figure that out. Oh, these are cute. These are Pioneer Woman, I think. Maybe. To see. But I do like that look. I like that design. It's flash painted though, so I see some wear in some of the glasses behind there. But rocks glasses do well for me. These two I might pick up. $1.50 a piece, just because that's a really popular bourbon town. You might find white star line. I don't know what that is. I'll have to look that up. Oops. False graph. Okay, I'm gonna comp these, and I'm also gonna comp the gloves and see what we find. Okay, so I was able to comp these. The potter is Robert Allewine. These are from 2002. They're hand thrown. The dilemma is, and he does sell quite a bit online, so the sell-through is pretty good, but these are priced individually. So there's 8 of these, and they're $2.99 a piece. So for this set, I'm not sure that the margin is there, simply because there's no other plates listed that I can tell. Most of his stuff is pottery, so it could be that these would sell great, but I would be taking a chance on that, and that's quite a bit of buy-in on that. So I'm on the fence. I'm on the fence on these. I might try to put them in the cart and just walk around and try to make a decision on those, because they're beautiful, first of all, but they're a specialty, and because there's no unique design on them, you know, it would take a certain kind of person who would want those. So I'm not 100% on that. I'm gonna have to think about that for a minute. And then these 2 Louisville glasses, for $3, I'm probably gonna grab those. They're not incredibly popular, but enough that for $3, you know, you can take the risk and have them sit for a while till you find the right buyer. I don't see any other. These are interesting. I like that design. They're not priced. This one is Let the Good Times Flow. Those are cute. Shot glasses, vintage shot glasses. I don't sell shot glasses simply because, you know, I don't know what the market would be, but some Spokane. So what else do we see? As you can kind of see, like, it's just sparse here. There's not a lot to choose from, so you really have to kind of dig and find good stuff. You have to dig for it. Captain, I like that. It's cute. It's a bag of yarn, $4.99. For all of that, I've never sold yarn before. 2 yards of fabric. I've sold a lot of knitting patterns. King bedspread with matching shams, $7.99. I wonder what the brand is on this. I do like the look of that. Let's see if we can open it up here. It's a nice feel. matching shanks. Oh, I see. It's got a little bit of pulling there. I'm gonna try to take this out of the bag and see what I can find. Okay. Here is a Bourbon Street vintage metal ashtray, 99 cents. Grab that. The simple plain ashtrays don't do as well for me. I have several in my store that just sit. This is interesting. Threshold, Studio McGee. I like that. I like that look, kind of that decoupage style, $4.99. I have to comp that, but I think I might get that. Stick this in the cart. Let's see what else we got down here. That says Italy. Cards to cherish. $2.99. Blessings on your baptism.
So you guys kind of saw what I picked up in the store. I did run some comps on that Visions 2.5 liter saucepan, and what I found was that bottom was not true to the manufacturer. I don't know if that was like added afterwards, if something was burnt to the bottom of it. So I ended up putting that back, and then I passed on the hand-thrown pottery plates. That may have been a mistake on my part. I do love hand-thrown pottery, but I just thought that the investment was too high to not know whether or not those plates would sell. So I passed on that. But other than that, you guys pretty much saw what I was able to find in the store. I appreciate you guys and your patience as I look through clothing and try to educate myself more on things that I don't know very much about. And I hope you enjoyed this thrifting trip, and I will see you guys again next time.